What's up, everyone? It's your boy Norman Rad89 here, bringing you another video. And today we're going to talk about my predictions and expectations for the season finale of the upcoming Andor. It's going to be coming for Wednesday, and I'm so excited for the season finale. I've been having a blast with this TV show so far. We've had 11 episodes. Episode 12 is coming up, and man, like I said, today we're going to talk about my feelings on the show kind of so far, expectations and predictions for the season finale. And of course, let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are and how you are enjoying, or what are your feelings on the show so far. I would love to hear from you guys. Now let's get into this video. Roll it. So yes, the Andor TV show currently streaming on Disney+. I've been having a blast with the show so far. In terms of my favorite thing with the show so far over those past 11 episodes, is just the writing by Tony Gilroy. It's just expert stuff. This is clearly some of the best written Star Wars content that we've gotten recently. And like, if I was to point to a specific scene that really highlights the writing in this, it's definitely Luthen's monologue about sacrifice, when he's talking about that and like what he sacrificed to be in the rebellion and lead the rebellion and kind of start what's going on. Like, that whole scene was epic by Skarsgård. Like, the delivery, the acting, the writing, the score, like, that's what I mean. It's just, this show has so many elements in it that just work, and I really love the fact that it's enriching the franchise for me and the Star Wars lore for me, even the original films. Like, it's enriching all of that content for me because of how potent and how amazing this show is. Like, I want shows about like B2EMU, you know what I mean? Oh man, sorry Kylo. I want shows about B2EMU, you know what I mean? Because I'm so sad, and like the people that live there with Marva and what's going on with Andor, after his mother passed away. And like, I want shows about freaking Bix and Luthen and like everybody, like, just because of all the content and what they've built with the show. And like, I like how they brought in Saw Gerrera as well, so it has all these connective tissue going on with Rogue One and New Hope and Empire Strikes Back and the Rebellion. And that's, like I said, my favorite era of Star Wars. So that's just my favorite thing about this show, is the writing, clearly, and then the acting is like next level, right close to that, a close second. So let's talk about the fact that I do enjoy the action in the show too. That, like I said, it's a very slow paced show, but the dialogue is so good and witty, and I'm into the scenes where it's just talking and just people sitting like on a couch, like when Mon Mothma's doing her scenes. Like, when we have the Mon Mothma scenes, it's pretty much just her dealing with these people in that like higher up our hierarchy of society in Coruscant, and kind of going around and like sitting in just these very nice rooms with these very nice clothes, drinking very expensive drinks and stuff, but talking. And the dialogue flies so well, but the action is really good as well. And I love the fact that we have really good dogfighting scenes in this films, like or in the series, with the TIE fighters and like Luthen's ship, and even with Cassian when they did the episode The Eye, like, and they're like escaping, like all the dogfighting scenes and the space scenes, top notch. The ships, we have a new ship, I believe so, because I don't think we've ever seen an arrestor cruiser come up before, and that's the ship that comes up on Luthen and tries to, they tractor beam him, and then we get to see all the cool gadgets that are in his ship and that he's got. So I love this show because it really knows Star Wars, and like, that's what you can see with Tony Gilroy, the creators, the directors, the writers of the show. They just really know Star Wars, and they know what we want, in my opinion, because when I think of Star Wars, I don't clearly always think Sith and Jedi, lightsaber dueling. That's not my thing. That's not what I think of when I think of Star Wars. I think of, realistic characters, real choices, characters that I get invested with and are emotional and I feel connective tissue with. And Andor has brought to life characters like that, like I said, that I didn't think I would ever care about, but I'm caring about these characters and want more content like this in the Star Wars universe. Now let's get down to some predictions or expectations and stuff. And like, right off the bat, predictions, expectations, number one, this is going to be, I think, the best finale. And for me, the best show. I can clearly tell. Like for the 11 episodes, I don't think they'd have to highly drop the ball in episode 12 for me to not think this is the best show so far. But for me, money wise, like just what I'm betting on, this is the best show for me in terms of Star Wars content that we've gotten so far, and I can't wait. And I think the finale is going to be a banger. So that's an expectation and a prediction that it's going to be the best. I'm just expecting that. One thing, a prediction is I'm predicting that it's going to take place. I think it's going to take place all in that Mordana 1, that planet we first started on with Andor and Marva and stuff that we began the story on. I think it's all going to go there because I have a feeling Andor is going to want to go back there to pay his respects to Marva. You know, that she's passed away because he wasn't able to be there when she passed away. I think Andor, just deep down inside, I know he knows he shouldn't. I know his character, Diego Luna plays his character so well too, but I know Andor knows he shouldn't go back to that planet, but he's going to want to go pay his respects to Marva because he wasn't there for her passing. So I have a feeling that's where our finale is going to take place. Hiccups. Sorry, all those people, all the stuff's going to culminate in that planet, I think, and I'm like, I wonder what's going to go down because I'm like, it's a little nerve wracking because we got all these people that are kind of looking for him, all these pieces that are moving. We know Cinta is there. She's working like at the bar, so she's kind of waiting and watching and stuff like that. We know Luthen is still looking for Andor and wants him to join the rebellion. You know what I mean? And then we have our other character. I believe his name's Cyril. I'm sorry, I always butcher that name, but the guy, the agent, the officer who was trying to arrest Andor in the first 3 episodes, he's going to be trying to get back there because he got the news of Marva's passing. So that's what I mean. We have the show going there and all culminating here, I think, on this planet and stuff. But, they could go wild with us and leave us with a cliffhanger and maybe a time jump because I heard that we're going to get a season 2. And I heard that season 2 is going to take place with a time jump. So if we have these characters, it's possible that nobody will die. I really don't think anybody else is going to die in the show, but I have a feeling paths are going to cross. Certain people are going to learn things, and people are going to make decisions that are going to influence and leave us hanging for what's happening in season 2. But I really don't think anybody else is going to die or pass in the show. But who knows? Like Bix. I'm scared for Bix because her story is like the saddest, man. Like, helping Cassian get in connection with the rebellion, and she got captured by the Empire, and now she's just being tortured for information. And you can see in this last episode, she is just like when they're asking her questions, she can't even respond. Like her fucking face and how she looks, and she's just crying. It's just so sad. Like that's one of the saddest stories that is going on in this series so far. And like I don't know if she's just gonna die as like a sacrifice to like look at this rebellion. Like look, when somebody cares for the rebellion and they don't want to give up information, like the Empire is just gonna torture them to death. Like it's like I'm scared. Like that's what I mean. It's like I'm nervous about that storyline the most, and I think that's kind of why people aren't connecting with Andor, the show, as much as number one, they aren't interested in Andor that much. The Rebellion and the Empire era is a very saturated era of Star Wars that we've seen a lot of content for already. And I think this is kind of number 3, a show that's too serious and they don't really catch on with the dialogue that much and what's really going on. And the dialogue is stuff that you kind of have to read into. It's not necessarily right up in your face. And I like that aspect of this show is it's more reading between the lines. It's more feel the show, feel the atmosphere, the music, everything. It's not, beating you over the head. Like, recently over the years, I would say in the last 5 to 10 years, movies and TV shows have gotten this thing where they've became more like, let's beat you over the head with what we're trying to say, kind of treating their audience as if they're not that smart. And I don't like that writing. I don't like that kind of stuff. And Andor doesn't do that. The writer, Tony Gilroy, what he does with this show is treats us like we are well-known Star Wars fans. We know what kind of content we want, and we're interested in this world, and we want stories that are going to expand the universe. And for me, that's what Andor does, and I'm so excited for this finale that's coming up on Wednesday. Like I said, it's going to be a banger. I think it's going to be a banger. The best one we've gotten so far. I'm so much enjoying this TV show, and I think it really will culminate there. I'm expecting probably a showdown, a battle, like kind of a gun battle, but I'm expecting more with this show. The way it's been going, I wouldn't be surprised if the show was more of it's who makes certain decisions, who learns certain things, and what's revealed, and who is sacrificed, and certain kind of things. Like, people might die, but it might not be people that we care about. Like, we might actually see the death of the people that, Luthen sacrificed when he was talking to Saw Gerrera about how we're giving up 50 men because to protect our informant because he's more important. So we might see that kind of stuff, maybe that battle of that sacrifice. But Andor and all that stuff, the way the show's been going, don't expect a bombastic kind of action-packed finale, but I'm still expecting a good cliffhanger that's going to lead into season 2. But we already know apparently that we're going to get a time jump for season 2. So probably with that season, Andor will already be in the rebellion, and we're going to see what they're doing for the missions and how the rebellion's progressed as time has gone on. But like I said, these are just my thoughts, my opinions on Andor so far, and I would love to hear from all of you in the comments section. Share your thoughts on this show, and if you haven't seen this show so far, hopefully, I spoiled a lot of stuff. I know spoilers. I should have warned you in the beginning. I'll have probably a little text thing, but if you haven't, I highly recommend checking out the show. Really give it a chance and give it a watch, and really pay attention to the characters, the dialogue, and some of the stuff. Like I said, you have to read in between the lines, and it's a lot of just character acting as well that just sticks out. Great monologues, and the action sequences that we do have are some of the best. Like that scene when Luthen is going on with the arrestor cruiser and they're trying to get him. Like, I already spoke about that, but that was one of the most tense scenes that I've ever seen, and I loved it, and it was so good. It was just as intense as watching Luke trying to take down the Death Star. Like, I was just goosebumps, and was, I've had tears all throughout this show, and I loved it. And especially even the prison break episode we had with Cassian, that was such an emotional tearjerker episode. So yes, highly recommend. Like you said, I'm praising this show. You can tell that you need to go watch Andor because you're missing it. If you're missing out, if you're not watching the show, you're totally missing out. But thanks for sticking around with me all for this chat on expectations and predictions for the upcoming finale and my thoughts on the show so far. But most importantly, have a safe and happy day, everyone. Peace out.